So I finally have my Pixel 4, and even though there are things I really like about it, there are also things I hate about this phone. So let's get into it. Before we get started, I want to preface this video by saying this is not the official review of the Pixel 4, at least not my official review. These are just some of the things after using the phone for a few days that I really hate about it. Also, keep in mind, there are a lot of things to love about this phone. And if you want to see a video about 5 things that I love about this phone, hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our new videos, including the Pixel 4 official review. Let's get started. Let's start off with the first thing that I hate about the Pixel 4. And keep in mind, I have the Pixel 4, not the Pixel 4 XL. So there are a few differences, but you can pretty much expect the same thing from both phones. The first thing is battery. And I know the Pixel 4 XL is better in battery, but this is specifically talking about the Pixel 4, the smaller version. It's bad. How bad? I'll go over that in the full review, but let's just say it's pretty bad. Coming from the OnePlus 7 Pro, which actually had pretty good battery life and got me through a whole day easily, this phone struggles to get me through a whole day. I mean, really struggles. So be prepared to plug in. There are a few things that you can do to make the battery life better, like using the dark mode setting on the phone, or even removing the smooth display setting that the phone comes with, which changes the refresh rate from 60 to 90 Hz depending on what application you're using. But the whole point of this phone is to use the brand new features. So if you have to remove features to get better battery life, that's just unacceptable to me. So keep in mind, this phone has horrible battery life. The second thing I hate about this phone, the color and finish. So I got the black version, and I already know you're probably thinking, why did you get the black version? The other two versions, the white version and the orange version, they have a matte finish on them, which is much better than the glossy, shiny finish the black version gets. But that's what I hate about this phone. Why did Google not make the black version matte as well? I personally like black phones. I think they look nicer, and I would have loved a matte black version. And I think Google would have sold a bunch of matte black phones. So I just don't understand why Google decided to make a black version glossy and shiny, and a fingerprint magnet, by the way. They should have made all the phone colors matte, just like the white one and the orange one. But I guess that's a personal preference. The third thing I hate about this phone is storage. I mean, come on Google, 64 gigabytes of storage to start off. And if you want more, you have to pay $100 more for 128 gigabytes. And that's the most you can go up to, 128. I mean, that's just unacceptable. Usually Apple is the worst when it comes to storage options and price, but even Apple is not as bad as the Pixel 4. Apple offers the iPhone 11 in 64, 128, and 256 gigabyte versions. And they charge only $50 more for the 128 gigabyte version. When Apple is giving better value on something, then you know you have a problem. And speaking of paying more for something, that brings me to the fourth thing I hate about this phone. And that is price. This phone starts at $799. And it's $899 for the XL version. And I know, that's a lot less than the iPhone 11 Pro, but it's more than the iPhone 11. And that phone has a bigger screen, even though it's LCD, but it's bigger. It has dual cameras, just like the Pixel 4, and it has way better battery life for $100 less. Once again, if Apple is giving better value on something, you have a problem. That's not to mention phones like the OnePlus 7T, which are $200 cheaper than the Pixel 4. Google, it looks like you're getting a little greedy. Who else misses those Nexus 5 days where Google gave you a whole lot of phone for not a whole lot of money? The fifth and final thing I hate about the Pixel 4 has to do with the camera. Now, don't get me wrong, the camera is amazing. It takes some great photos, and I'll talk more about that in the full review, but there are things about the camera and the options the camera has that I just don't understand, like the lack of an ultra wide camera. Now, I understand everyone is talking about this, everyone's complaining that there's no ultra wide camera, but it's true. The telephoto lens is cool, and Google talked about why it's better for their photography and their digital computational photography. But most flagships are putting 3 cameras on their phones anyways. So why not go all out and put 3 cameras? Put the telephoto lens and the ultra wide lens. Also, video resolution options are another thing I'm confused about. There is 4K video recording, but there's no 4K with 60 frames per second. I don't understand why. Maybe it's because your storage options suck, and that would take up much more storage. Well, those are the top 5 things I hate about this phone. And keep in mind, there are so many things to love about this phone. I'm not trying to hate on Pixel. I really like this phone, and I'll talk more about the things that I love in the full review. But if you do want to see, once again, a video about the top 5 things I love about this phone, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video or the full review of the Pixel 4. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.